So 2022 was honestly insane, and clearly the start of this year is even crazier. So if you follow this channel, then you will know that I was putting as much money as I could into the market last year, and actually the most money I've ever put into the stock market was in 2022. Especially the last quarter when the deals were just so great. But it's 2023 now, and honestly, who knows what's going to happen this year. So I'm going to give you my exact plan to take advantage of 2023 exactly like we were able to take advantage of 2022. Now this does come with a major warning that I have for you guys at the end of the video, so you guys need to pay attention as this could certainly destroy your portfolio and make 2023 a disaster. So I'll go over that and much more in today's video. Also, before we get started, make sure to gently smash the like button and subscribe. Okay, so let's talk about the current state of the stock market. As you can see from this graph, the market has been fluctuating like crazy and it's almost like a roller coaster. One minute it goes up, the next it goes down. It's enough to give you motion sickness, and that was all through 2022. So then what caused the madness? Well, there are a few things. Firstly, inflation was on the rise. Now I know what you're thinking, inflation, what is that? Well, if you're new here, it's when prices of goods and services increase over time, making your money worth less. It's like that time your mom gave you $5 to buy candy, and now that same $5 only gets you 1 lollipop instead of the usual 3 lollipops. So inflation is making it harder for us to buy the things that we want and need. And it's affecting the stock market as well. But fear not, my friends, because there's good news on the horizon. Yes, deflation. You heard me right, deflation. That's when the prices of goods and services decreases, making your money worth more, and it's like getting a discount on everything you buy. So deflation can be good for the stock market because it can increase the purchasing power of consumers, which can lead to more profit for companies, and this means that consumers can buy more goods and services with the same amount of money. So what does all of this mean for us as investors? Well, it means that we need to be smart with our money during these times of market volatility. So it's important to remember the age-old investing mantra: buy low and sell high. Now I know that it sounds simple, but it's easier said than done. When the market is down, it's natural to panic and want to sell everything. But that's not the smart move. Instead, we need to take a deep breath and think logically. If the market is down, it means stocks are on sale. So it's actually a good time to buy. But, and this is a big but, we need to be strategic about what we buy. We want to invest in companies that we believe in, that have a good track record, and that we think will do very well in the long term. It's also important to diversify our portfolio, so that means not putting all of our eggs in just one basket. We want to spread our investments across different industries and companies to minimize risk. And remember, investing is a long-term play, so we need to be patient and not panic when the market dips. Now, before we go over my exact plan to take advantage of 2023 and make the most money, we have to go over the sponsor of today's video, and that's Moomoo. Now, Moomoo is giving away 17 free stocks to anyone that opens an account and deposits $100. You can open an account and deposit $100 and get 2 free shares of either AI or BBAI. And if you deposit $1,000, you have the chance to receive up to 17 free stocks. So be sure to check out the link below for more information on how to redeem your 17 free stocks. Also, the great thing about the app is that ever since ChatGPT has been the topic of discussion, many people are trying to look for the next big stock in the AI industry. Well, Moomoo's ChatGPT concept will help you out a lot. You can just text ChatGPT in the search box and you can see the performance of ChatGPT stocks and the stocks related to ChatGPT. You can also see the assessments and the target price prediction from many analysts out there. So with that being said, let's get back to the list and let's get back to the video. Now, with all the chaos that goes around the stock market, there is no reason to have some complex plan or all these crazy steps or algorithms to invest in the market to make sure that we are actually taking advantage of these times. You see, the simpler, the better. Your plan should be very easy to execute, which brings me to always trying to increase your income and lower your expenses. Or in the best case, do both of those. Pretty much, you have to start stacking cash, increase your income as much as possible, take a side hustle, take a second job, and if you have a mortgage, rent that extra room that you have in your place. And that money could also be going into, let's say, Tesla stock. That would be a huge thing, and continue to do ways to increase your income and of course reduce your expenses down as well. You're not gonna get a return on investment from your $5 coffee from Starbucks or a $500 headphone set, but the point is that there are places in all of us where we can decrease our budget to where we can continue to make those cuts. That way we can use that money not to spend and not to do something cool, but to invest in the stock market when these opportunities come about. You know, even if you make $500 extra a month from your side hustle, that is something that could compound over the years, and then in 2 or 3 years, you could start to make $3,000 or $5,000 a month. And somewhere down the line, this could even replace your job. But those things don't happen overnight or in a couple of months. They happen over the course of a few years. Another thing here that you need to keep in mind is that you must take what the market gives you. Do not try to invest in the new hottest thing and expect to make money overnight. Do not buy something just because you saw it trending on Twitter or because your favorite influencer says to buy. But you should buy undervalued assets based on valuation. But what does that mean? Well, it means that what is going to be considered an undervalued asset is going to change over time. Just like last year, it was the tech stocks that got absolutely destroyed last year, and other stocks were going to the moon, while stocks like Tesla or Meta were going to zero, and everything started screaming doomsday for tech stocks. And that is where actually the deals came from. Not at the beginning of this year, where everything started to skyrocket again. It was last year, where majority of the stocks made the bottom in June, and that's where all of the opportunities came from. For example, there was a great opportunity to buy Tesla back in June and December that many people did not take advantage of, except for me and for anyone that watches the channel. But if the market continues to improve, then we're gonna see more money enter the market. And you know, I really have no desire of buying when things are hot again. I want to buy when things are down and been down and done more than 50% from their highs, because guess what? Because greed works both ways. There were people calling for lower prices, but we got the complete opposite once 2023 came about. Now, this is one of the most important steps that you should take, and it's not ever to speculate. You have to listen to the facts and not listen to the media, because I really could care less what any of the big financial analysts have to say, since they are wrong more often than they're right. I don't really care about the next big thing, and the hardest part about this market is when it completely turns around towards the end of the year, or maybe the beginning of the next year. But I know that one of the hardest things to do when the market turns green is not to start speculating about it. There are going to be YouTube videos, tweets about the market, all kinds of those things, and that's what happens when speculators start to jump in. I mean, it's all good if you want to trade and stuff, but that is not my thing at all. But as long-term investors, we can't get ourselves into that sort of stuff, and ignore that stuff and do not get into speculation, because at some point in time, the rug will get pulled. So be sure to stay away from all of those, especially the media, and don't get caught up in those things. Instead, decide what really matters, look into their financials, listen to their earnings calls, and then look at the stock and make decisions based from there. Everything else is just noise. There is also one last thing that you need to be careful with, because if you do this, you will be poor and stay poor. And that's to keep your emotions in check when investing into a company. This will absolutely destroy you in the market. And we saw this last year in the market, and you saw emotions take over a lot of people. Everyone is saying buy Tesla at $300, and once Tesla hits $100, everyone says sell. But not me. If I recall correctly, I was one of the very few people that said buy, because the Tesla PE ratio was extremely stupid low, and they still broke earnings expectations. There were really no real issues besides Elon's Twitter craziness, and outside of that, the company was great. But the only thing that changed was the share price, and that share price took over people's emotions, and I guess it's the same way when the stock reached an all-time high. It's a great stock, great company, but you have to buy the stock when it's undervalued from an investing standpoint. And as long as the fundamentals are intact, there is no real reason to sell the stock. In fact, I was extremely excited when I saw lower prices. And with that in mind, let me know if I should have added something else to this list. Is there something that you feel we need to have in order to take advantage of 2023? Let me know your thoughts down below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget to pick up your 17 free stocks from Moomoo. Until next time.